Okay, today is December the 27th, 2015. We're watching the NOAA water vapor loop for the Northeast Pacific. This is the goes west water vapor loop. And we're watching a trough of low pressure right here move into California. And we see that the system that was right over California here on the 24th has moved to the east and is now causing a lot of problems for Texas. There's been tornadoes and a lot of wild weather in Texas as this low pressure system. This is an upper level low, which is moving and rebuilding into a huge weather system right here. And also, this system has a very large area of high pressure focused down on top of it. This is a HAARP transmitter right here, focusing descending air. This is heat to break this down. All right. Now, when this was over California, we didn't get much of anything except a lot of wind. They had this transmitter focused over California, and we just got a lot of wind. I was up in the central California area, and all for the last several days, and we had pretty nice weather, clear skies yesterday. Rain on the 24th. We had a lot of rain up in the Monterey area. That on the 24th. And then yesterday, or rather today, a new system right here is moving through, and we had a lot of chemtrails in the Monterey area. So, and that's the reason why we've got this trough of low pressure right here moving through the California area, and we've got a jet stream flow that's moving right into California as well. Let's go take a look at that right now, the jet stream, and we can see that we've got a nice clean shot right here, right into California and out through parts of Mexico, Arizona, New Mexico, and all that. So we've got a good shot of getting some weather into the state. But when we go back to the big map, we see that there is an interruption occurring right here. We've got a HAARP transmitter right here on top of this low pressure right here. And that is disrupting the development of this system as it moves over California. All right. And tomorrow, we can see what's happening here. This is an area of moisture right here. As this moves in on the jet stream through the Southern California area, tomorrow we will no doubt be seeing chemtrails in the skies. In fact, that's probably they're probably spraying this whole entire area right now as we talk. Right now it's about 10:30 p.m. on the west coast. And here's that area of moisture. We can see that moving in on the jet stream right over California, Southern California. We'll probably see some aerosols tomorrow because of that. Now we can see that this trough of low pressure right here has a HAARP transmitter right here, and that's going to minimize the rain potential from this system and also separate these two systems. This is another separate storm system right here, and we've got a big area of high pressure which will keep those separated. All right, and we have a separate third storm right here. So we'll go ahead and take a look at those later. Let's look at the. Let's take a look at the. This is the western U.S. water vapor loop, and we can see that weather system right here moving into Oregon and California. And there's a lot of heat all through here. This is high pressure, man-made HAARP transmitter generated high pressure. Same thing here. We've got a big area of high pressure right here on top of this upper level low. And this is still rebuilding, and that will generate a lot of bad weather for the East Coast in the next couple of days. All right. Here's the rainbow loop. And we can see high pressure building out. We have a semicircular area building out from this descending air, and we can see that happening here. This is this semicircular area of high pressure. We can see it moving south as the pressure builds and increases. We see that this is a very large expanding ring of high pressure, and that is interrupting the jet stream. We were just looking at the jet stream here a minute ago, moving right into California, and we go back to this map and we can see that the jet stream is interrupted as it moves into California. And that's by design. It's engineered that way to keep the rain to a minimum moving through the state. All right. Now, what's going to be interesting is that when this system here moves through the area, through California, if this drops down a little bit further, it'll move over California and it'll move out just like this system did, and it will rebuild. This system will rebuild just like this one into something very large. But as it moves over the West Coast, they keep it in check, and they are able to minimize the rain and snow in California as they move this system as it moves over to the east. And of course, we have all this high pressure here, which is disrupting the jet stream. All right, so now here's the surface analysis map, and they are showing an area of high pressure off the west coast as usual, very large area of high pressure. And we also have a couple of lows here indicated. We've got a 981 millibar gale right here, and we have a storm, 967 millibar right here, huge cold front. And we also have a high that's going to zoom ahead and park itself next to this high, and that's going to block this weather here. So that's what their chart is showing. We've got this big trough here, this low pressure, which is winding its way down into through Oregon into California. And then we have a third storm over here, 969 millibar. So we've got several weather systems. This storm right here, let's see here, that's right at 175. Okay, all right, let's go on to the 500 millibar. And we can see that low pressure moving over Texas. This was a kind of a dry low as it moved through California. It didn't bring any rain to the Southern California area in the foothills. Rain gauges were dry. Got some wind from all the high and low pressure being positioned next to one another. We had had a high pressure, that blockade. My last video showed that blockade offshore, and we had that low, and all of that proximity generated a lot of wind. Okay, we've got a high pressure out here indicated, and we've got highs all through here, and that's going to block some of this weather for the time being. We've got this trough here, which is going to move in. I don't think we're going to get rain though. Okay, 300 millibar, pretty much the same picture. We have a low indicated out here near Hawaii, and a lot of high pressure between these two weather systems. This one here, and then this big one up here. So we've got a high right there, and that'll keep everything separated. Okay, let's take a look at the SSEC map, the geostationary map, and you can see that there's some evidence of chemtrailing being done in this area right here. This is part of the jet stream flow into California, and there's chemtrails through here. All right. Okay, let's take a look at the MODIS today. This is the True Color satellite showing the chemtrail activity today. Right here we have Los Angeles, right here. And if we pan north of the area, we can see a lot of chemtrailing. This is all, in fact, this is all chemtrail stuff all through here. All over the LA basin is chemtrail. Offshore, all these clouds that look like they're melting or something, this is all chemtrail mix. Okay, let's go a little bit north. We can see the same thing. There's just loads of chemtrails all along here. All of this stuff here. We have some real genuine white clouds right here. Those are the white clouds are the real stuff. Here's some looks like snow on the mountains. But all through here we can see chemtrails all through here. So they were busy today. And then I could see that they were spraying up in the Monterey area this morning. And looks like they were spraying all over. Okay, so we have real clouds out here. As I say, the white stuff, the brilliant white is the genuine water vapor, the real clouds, and then the off-white stuff here mixed in with the real clouds is the chemtrail mix. All this stuff here, this is all chemtrail. This dirty white, off-white, beige colored crap, that's all chemtrail mix. Okay, so we get the idea. There was a lot of chemtrailing going on today ahead of this incoming weather system in the on the west coast. All right, now let's look at the what's happening here on the east coast. We have this huge storm developing, rebuilding. This just went through California and then out over Texas. We can see that happening here. It's rebuilding. They've got a transmitter on this to prevent it from turning into a giant storm, but you can see that the heat they're putting on here is not having a whole lot of effect. We've got the Gulf of Mexico, which is very warm waters, and then we had this storm that came right out of the from the North Pacific, which dropped down and now is moving through Texas and back up to the northeast. So when you get these cold storms mixing with the warmer tropical water vapor from these southern waters in the southern latitudes, you get a lot of wild weather and tornadoes. All right, next we have the rainbow loop. A lot of rain here. Obviously, it's in red. That's a very large system, upper level. Okay, let's take a look now at the Southern California. This is the water vapor loop for Southern California. And these moisture fields brought a lot of chemtrails along with them. And here is the rainbow loop, indicating some moisture moving through the area. Okay, let's go back and look here again. And that's basically the summary for today. We can see that the jet stream is interrupted. We've got a lot of heat. HAARP transmitter generated heat right here. That's interrupting the flow that should be moving rain right into California. All right. Once this low pressure system moves through California, we will see it rebuild just like this one, and they'll let it go out and dump a lot of rain on the East Coast. But for some reason, they never let it dump very much rain over California. So everybody paying attention, and that's the drill. They do this every time. Okay, so that's the summary for today, and we'll do another update tomorrow.